after this introductory talk, we're gonna just enter the night, set some intentions, and I have some words to say on some of our partners of the night. We're gonna have dinner. I told everyone to come hungry, so I hope everyone just eats lots and connects a lot, because this is what it's all about. It's really cozy. So hello everyone, thank you all so much for coming to Coffee and a Good Vibes first ever industry event. My name is Aisha Sarah, and I'm the host and creator of Coffee and a Good Vibe, which is a podcast, and within the past year, a live events platform in both LA and New York, where we're doing live podcast events, and soon to be app launching next year. So lots to come on that. But truly, I'm just so grateful to have each and every one of you here. 4 years ago, if you would have told me, a girl who just moved to LA from Toronto, that she would have a room just filled with the most exceptional and profound human beings that I have the blessing of knowing, I would have been shook. When I moved to LA from Canada, I did not know a soul here. I was just a young girl on a mission to live out this dream life that I could see so crystal clear in my head, with no idea how it was gonna happen, but I just knew deep down that it was all gonna work out. LA has that energy about it, right? It draws people in, it's a city of dreams, it's a melting pot for so many abundant humans like you all that move here on that same pursuit to build out this dream life that we all so deeply desire and envision for ourselves. But LA can also be a lot, right? It has this notion of being full of people who are fake or just about all what they can get from you. And they lead with, what do you do? Rather than who you are as a human being first. Those transactional relationships that leave you surface level, and they're fleeting, right? Because they leave you empty inside. When I go back to that version of myself when I moved here about 4 years ago, I remember how lonely it was. And even though it was one of the most lonely and uncertain periods of my life, it was the most profound. Because it was in that time I had no choice but to go inward and to strengthen the relationship that I had with myself that would set the tone for every other relationship in my life. And I remember in that time, I had to become my own best friend and to strengthen that relationship with myself, because it was just the most profound time, because in that time of becoming my own best friend, I got to set the standard for everything that I wanted. I set the standard for, the types of relationships that I would then choose to entertain in my life, the energy that I would allow in, and then the integrity and value systems for which I would choose to live my life by. And it's so crazy, but when we choose to show up for ourselves first and set that standard for our life, it's so crazy how the universe works and how that's reflected in our external reality. And on the podcast, I always say that your vibe attracts your tribe. And when we operate in such intention and integrity and in our own lane, that your people end up finding you. And that's where the real juice and fulfillment and magic can come from, the relationships that we build for ourselves. And that's what birthed this new idea of starting this industry dinner series, where we would connect different amazing people in a room together, where beautiful things can flourish, like new friendships, new relationships, maybe new business partnerships, just anything that can help you grow. And it's truly my purpose and mission with everything we're building with Coffee and a Good Vibe in these events, to really just be a catalyst for sparking any new abundant connection. So every single one of you here has been hand-selected to be here. We had so much thought, care, and intention behind everyone we invited. And everyone in this room is so exceptional. And whether I've had the blessing of connecting with you one-on-one, or you've been a guest on the podcast this past year, or someone who I just reached out to on social because I love what you're doing in the space and I wanted to have you here. Everyone is meant to be here and so exceptional, and I just want to honor you all for your time. Our time is the most valuable currency that there is, and your energy is so immensely precious, so truly just know how much it means to have everyone here. Just look around at this room, everyone here is just so profound, and I'm excited for us to kick off such a great night with good eats, good vibes, and lots of connecting, and I encourage you to just leave here connecting with someone new, make a relationship that goes beyond this room and tonight. And that is honestly the purpose. And if you do that, my purpose is being so fulfilled. Even if you meet one person and then you guys end up going for coffee next week or getting a juice, my day's made, and this is all worth it. All the hard work pays off right now. But before we kick off on just a great night ahead, I want to share some love to some brand partners who are making tonight such an abundant reality, starting with Rilla. So this beautiful home that we're in is a Rilla property. And Rilla is a social discovery app that empowers people to find their dream home that best fits their needs, their lifestyle, their vibe. And we actually even have two of the co-founders of Rilla in the house tonight. So Tori and Ben, where are you? Wave really big. So tonight they'll be here so you guys can actually like connect with them one-on-one, hear about what they're doing in the space. I thought it was super cool how Rilla's kind of disrupting the real estate industry. And you guys can also check out Rilla in the App Store. But I would just like go connect with them because they're here tonight and just hear it all from them. And next, I want to actually welcome and bring to the mic bring up to the stage a special brand that I've had the pleasure of growing a beautiful relationship with for coffee and a good vibe, and that is Still Life. Still Life is a platform that helps change makers really harness stillness in the mind through different modalities that they offer. They are truly changing the game, personally, I think, to help people really cultivate a stillness routine. And speaking from my own experience, developing like a meditation practice has been profound in my entrepreneurial journey, because I truly feel like to speed up, you have to slow down, and you really have to stay so grounded and present. Otherwise, you miss everything if you're not actually here and present in the now. So they have a headquarters in Venice. They offer breath work and cold plunge and events and just so many cool things. And I'm gonna welcome up Henry, one of the co-founders, up here to share a little bit more.
Firstly, thank you, Aisha. You've brought together a wonderful group of people. And I think more importantly, thank you for all of the hard work and turmoil that goes into coordinating an event like this. You've made it look easy, and that is far from the truth. So thank you.
You see my close friend's story.
So please allow me to just briefly touch upon 3 questions. Who are you, really? Why stillness? And what is still life? So if we start by answering the first one with a really brief thought experiment inspired by a man called Rupert Spira. Look around this room. If I were to ask you to describe this room to a stranger, how would you do so? You'd most likely mention, the aesthetic, the decor, the people, the furniture, the pool. You'd label the features. However, I think it's safe to say that the majority of us may overlook the most important foundational element to what makes this room the room. And that's the emptiness. Because without space, you can't have an environment. Try thinking about it. The concept collapses, right? Well, the same thing happens in your mind. You have thoughts, you have feelings, you have beliefs, you have perceptions, all of these things floating around in there that often we ignore the only thing that's actually underlying all of this. It's transparent. And that is awareness. Without awareness, you could have no experience. So the mind is similar to this room, only it's decorated with thoughts and feelings and self-conceptions, etc., etc. Yet often we forget that we can clear the room, that we can redesign it. So let's try it. Look around again. Pick a spot. Pick a spot and focus all of your attention on that spot. Zoom in. Pick a spot and stop thinking. Stop thinking because you can. Now take a very slow, deep, full-bodied breath starting in the belly. And hold that breath at the top. Maintain that connection to your spot. And experience a spherical wave of relaxation emanating from your mind. Slowly release that breath. Now take a slower, even deeper, more full-bodied breath, pulling into the abdomen, up through the lungs. Hold that breath at the top and ask your body, because your body knows, where am I holding tension? Maybe in your abdomen, your shoulders, lower jaw, temples. As you release that second breath, release all tension with it. Now look around. Come back to your awareness. Is there more room to move things around in there? Maybe you can rehang a belief or two, reposition your identity. Remember, all we did was look, breathe, and expand. So who are you? Well, I don't know about you, but I have this feeling that I've been the same person when I was 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, all the way up to now. But your mind has changed. Your beliefs have changed. I hope to God your body has changed. The only thing that has remained consistent throughout all of that time is your awareness. It's what makes you feel like you. Over time, you are never the same, but you are always yourself. Over time, you are never the same, but you are always yourself. Pretty good line, right? Well, I stole it from a Prada commercial I saw at the airport last week. Yeah, Emma Watson whispered it to me, and I was like, that's a very good line, Emma. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. She has that effect on me. So why stillness? Why stillness? Well, when you attend to your awareness fully, you open up this portal to the present moment. It's just you. Your mind isn't spinning in past and future. There are no tensions. It's just you right here, right now. And you can only observe the present moment when the mind is still. Then you are fully awake in your experience. You're fully yourself. You are fully alive. Your life is found still. I guess that's why they call it still life. So what is still life? Well, we found this practice of stillness to be transformative. When you train your mind to wipe itself clear, to reconnect with your actual self, to begin to let go of old versions of you that may have outlived their usefulness, then you can truly build and redesign a more beautiful environment in here. So tonight we put on a snorkel and we look just under the surface. At our events, we strap up the full scuba suit and we dive deep to the limitless potential of stillness. We support thought leaders and industry experts who are finding this state of mind, whatever the modality, with a group of people who are highly ambitious, but really, truly kind-hearted. That way, you don't have to quit your job and fly to Bali to find fulfillment. So, we have an activation this evening. We'll be out there by the fireplace. If any of this is appealing to you in any regard, come outside and schedule a 5-minute chat, just one-on-one. We'll talk about interior design. And then afterwards, we'll follow up based on that conversation with any materials, whether that be stillness techniques, reflections, resources, anything like that that may help you along with your journey. You can collect a goodie bag, and if you're interested, speak to Emily about any of the upcoming events that we have. As a final word, continue to check in with yourself tonight. I suggest breathe, clear the space. We're here to connect, right? Well, that might be easier done with less junk in the way, fewer distractions, more you. Anyway, it's merely a suggestion. I'm going to hand back over to Aisha. Have a lovely evening.
Well, now we're just gonna eat, connect, drink, clear space, enjoy the night, and just truly thank you so much, everyone, for being here It really means the world, and it's just so special, and there's so many more to come. So be sure to check out Coffee and a Good Vibe, and we'll be sharing all the more events. Thank you.